Welcome to this episode of Gardening with Jake. We are going to do a tomato review. Somebody jumped the gun a little bit, but today we have the black cherry from Baker's Creek. Oops. I don't know about you, I expected these to be a little darker. I wasn't quite sure they were ripe until I touched one. Without further ado, how about I give one of these a taste? I know, you made a mess, buddy. Alright. So, they are pretty dark. In retrospect, I don't know what I was expecting, but in hindsight, they are pretty dark. Nice and plump. Juicy. They got that sort of dark kind of plum flavor. Not as prolific as I would have hoped for. We just grew regular grape tomatoes last year and it seemed like there was a lot more for the amount of plants that we planted. But we're getting a decent harvest so far. So right now I'm going to whip up a quick recipe with them and get this man cleaned up a little bit. Alright, so with these black cherry tomatoes, I'm going to make a bruschetta just a little differently than I normally do. So we're going to take our tomatoes, a little bit of garlic, we're going to use some Thai basil from out front, and then we're going to get that on this toasted ciabatta bun. So let me cut everything up first. Okay, so then we're just going to get this into a nice bowl. Add a little salt and pepper. A little red wine vinegar. And just sort of let this all marinate and come together while we toast our ciabatta. Alright, so we got our toasted ciabatta. We're just going to hit it with a little olive oil. Spoon on our bruschetta mixture. A little shredded mozzarella. A little dash of balsamic vinegar just to top it off. And there we have a little different than I normally do bruschetta, but I wanted to sort of play with the new color and flavor of these tomatoes. Thai basil, I'm sure, is going to add another kick too, so let's try this bad boy out. I like doing bruschetta this way anyway, with regular tomatoes and Italian basil, but to use these darker plumish like cherry tomatoes with the Thai basil and the balsamic vinegar, definitely tasty. So I don't know if I'll be growing these again next year. If I had unlimited space I would, but there are some other varieties I want to try. But, I mean, I would grow them again just to make this dish. So, cheers to the Baker's Creek black cherry tomato and this beautiful bruschetta I was able to make with it. Till next time.